Hi everyone, it's Zayla here. Welcome to my art journey. On today's video, I'm going to be creating a watercolor spread of flowers and I'm going to be adding some mixed media to it. And why do I think this is important? It's because quite often I have made some paintings that I didn't like, and after adding some color pencils and ink, they've completely transformed them to become some of my favorite paintings. It's also really good to create some base layer colors on your paper, and then perhaps if you want to be lying around and chilling on your sofa, then you can grab your inks or your pencils and then finish it off once you're comfortable and relaxed and you don't need any water, and it's just a really fun thing to do. So if that interests you, let's get painting. Okay, so I have done a little bit of prepping of the paper because I just don't like the white paper so much, and I have found in the past when I've done a background with any color and I've put flowers, I'm not always been 100% happy. So since I discovered buff titanium, this has been a game changer because it's just that off-white that just takes away the white of the paper, but still doesn't really give you a lot of, it doesn't distract the attention from the actual painting per se. And I've gone a little bit darker around the edges just because I wanted to give it this old rustic journal type of painting. And I'm going to show you where I got my idea from, and that is from this gorgeous book that I found on a charity shop, £3. And it's basically a year in the year of a diary of a year in Aysdale, and it's jam-packed with extremely gorgeous illustrations all over, and it's just got this kind of vintage looking journal that I absolutely love. So I have this on the side just to reference if I need to, but I'm not going to be too specific really. I'm just grabbing some ideas here and there. I like the colors, like this kind of scene here. It's kind of nice. So I'm going to have this to the side and I'm just going to have a go and see what comes out. So I have done, I've activated some of my colors already. Well, I should say I have added water to them. And I'm just gonna start. Just doing some random stems. That's kind of concentrated. Completely random. So here I have Hannemule sketchbook A5, and it's almost finished. So I think when I'm completely done with it, I'll probably do a sketchbook tour. I have about 5 pages left, I believe, and I can't believe it. It's almost full. I have done some other illustrations in this sketchbook inspired by the book that I've just shown you, and I use this as well for inspiration during Inktober. I mean, it's a really pretty book. So yeah, I just found it by chance really, because I was looking at the charity shops locally for books with inspiration with flowers and perhaps animals, and this one had it all. And I remember saying goodbye to my friend and then thought I'm just gonna go to this last one and just see, and I was so excited to see, yeah, to find it. This is completely random. My idea is obviously to add additional details at the end with pencils, with the ink markers here, whatever I feel like it. And that's going to give the final details. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do because these are just the stems, which mean not much right now. Yeah, just completely random. I'm going to start adding some other colors. In this one, I think I just want to make some tiny little flowers all over. And they're just blobs at the moment, nothing else. That's why this is a very relaxing exercise, because you are literally just making blobs of paint. Because we're not really being very specific, then when I start adding the lines with either the color pencils or the fine liners, I can make them into whatever I want. But it is simply a plant with a lot of tiny flowers. It's the beauty of watercolor. I mean, I suppose any painting. But you're just making blobs, and then when you add any kind of shading, then you make it into something. Here, I feel like it doesn't look too good to have just the stem and nothing at the front, because the flowers in nature, you just find them in all angles. But of course I have done the stamen first, so watercolor is transparent. If I paint something on top, which I might just do just for fun, it's gonna show through underneath. But what I will do to help that is I'll probably just use the pencils to draw something on top. Okay, let's do a little bit of quinacridone rose. I want to dilute it, and I'm going to do similar to this on this branch here, or no, some flowers that are looking downwards. What else should I do? I'm going to do something like stalk here. I don't really know the names of flowers, but in my head I know what I'm doing. It would help if I could just tell you, but the reality is it doesn't matter. You're just creating an illusion, and that's it. See, I really like the difference in the intensity of the colors. That's quite nice. And then some green. And sorted. I think that looks very cute. This is some, I'm pretty sure it's some yellow ochre. I've been playing a lot with my new wash lately, and I haven't actually touched the watercolors in some time, and I thought, I hope I'm not converting to, I'm not converting, that's a silly thing to say, but I just, I was missing it. I was missing my watercolors. I don't think I'll ever not want to paint in watercolors. That's just not. Watercolors is what got me into this world of painting. So not in a million years I would stop painting with watercolors. Recommend it. What should I do here? I could make just some berries. I don't need to just do all flowers. I can make berries. No, I don't think I want to do berries here and berries here. Change of plans. So I will maybe grab some Parallel Scarlet. And before the end of this video, I will show you what inspired me to do this for YouTube. I went to a coffee shop and I just wanted to paint something, but I didn't want to have to do something that was necessarily in front of me. I just wanted to paint for the sake of painting. And I just made some leaves. Whilst I was in the coffee shop, I just made blobs that looked like dead leaves, and they were not too pretty or anything. But then when I've added all the colors, color pencils, the fine liners with the different thicknesses, it was quite nice. So I will show you that. And then I have this one. I feel like this one needs another friend. In fact, I think it needs 2 friends. I particularly love when I connect something from one side of the page into the other side, because this line here, I don't know, it doesn't look as good, but it's okay. It's quite alright. I think it also looks better if you incorporate a drawing or painting from one side into the other, because otherwise it's like, okay, this is one page and this is another page, and I want to have a full connection between all the leaves. In some occasions, if you do a flower or a leaf or whatever and you don't quite like how it's turned out, when you go in with the pencils, you can completely change the shape of it, because these pencils are fully opaque, and so you can cover over the top and you wouldn't necessarily see a mistake or something that you just didn't quite like. So that's why I'm not worried at all. So what color should we do here? There's a lot of orange here, more onto the reds, purples here, so perhaps I need to incorporate some yellow here, I think. Okay, everything has now dried and I have pulled out my Faber Castell Polychromos pencils, and I also have my fine liners here. This one has got a tip, a brush tip here, and then these are just a brown and a black micron, very fine tip. So I'm gonna get going. Basically, you want to just grab your colors and just start adding any shading in any area that you see it needs it, and that's about it. No, and yeah, just kind of go with it. Everything very loose and relax. Just filling all those gaps that you think need slightly more depth with any kind of color that you feel is most appropriate or that you would just genuinely feel like using. And this is, in the past I have done a few paintings where with a watercolor I just did not like, but then I've gone in to use the color pencils and the results at the end have been incredible. It's just a massive difference. Some paintings might just be more difficult for me, for you. So this is just a really easy way to create those shadows without having to worry about how much water you're putting and whatnot. So I think already with how little I have done, it just makes such a massive difference, because you can give the leaves shape as well as all the shadows. So this is just about having fun and completely relax and let go. So what I think that you could do, and what I might actually do, is to make some blobs of paint here and there, sometimes maybe looking like flowers, leaves of any kind of sorts, and then having them there. And if I just want to create something but I don't want to necessarily sit on my table and then have to use my watercolors, because sometimes you might just want to sit on your sofa and be sitting on a chair. It might not be the thing that you want to do, but you still want to create. So if you have something like this kind of made up, then you can sit on your sofa and you can still paint and create, and still having a result where you've used your watercolors as well as other mediums, which is just fun to experiment with other mediums, really. There's no much else to say. And these are the colors that I have, but you know, any Crayola or whatever you have it's welcome to be used. You don't have to spend a lot of money in art supplies, but yeah, these can just completely change the look of a painting. So I highly encourage you to, if you feel like you've ever created something that's not really good, then give it a go. Add other mediums. What's the worst that can happen? You already don't like it, so see what you can achieve by using other mediums. Completely relaxing. And I also feel like it's something that you can see a massive change real quick. You don't have to spend loads of time, whereas with watercolor, which I love, but you do need more time, even if it's just because of the drying time. Yeah, you just need a little bit more time, but here, nothing, you very quickly you can see, you know, and if you paint a flower and then you want to do some leaves right underneath here, but you haven't done it, then you just go back with your color pencils and that's it. It's great. Here I wanted to pretend that this was a leaf just up here. Let's see. Let's see what I can do. Or I could just make it into a leaf that is kind of opening up. And for some reason it's comparatively a lot bigger to the rest, but this is my painting, so I decide. And just add a little bit of extra shadow here. See the effect? It kind of looks like it's starting to open up, but hasn't quite done it. And there we go. So I guess because I have the green pencil, I will just continue to go around with the greenery. But I will probably speed this part up so you can enjoy and watch me with a little bit of music in the background. Alright, so I think that's it. I didn't add any fine liners in the end because I felt that it wasn't necessary, and also I felt like it just wasn't gonna really go with the composition if I just added black. Take these masking tape and okay, so I think now that I have removed the masking tape, which it did tear some of the paper, but that's all right, you can see the old kind of rustic look that I was going for, and I think it's very, very pretty. I really like it. So I hope you enjoy it and you learn something and you give this a go. I want to show you my other version of the leaves, which is a lot more, it's just different. I was going to say more loose, but this was pretty loose. It's just different, but this is a good example of how you can add texture to anything really. And here I used some color pencils, a fine liner, the fine liner with the brush tip, and just, you know, a whole lot of difference, and it just creates all of these different effects. They're just really, really pretty. So I thought I would have a little look and show you this, which is drawing that I did from this book that I was telling you. Let's see if I can actually find it. There we go. I'm going to put them side by side. And obviously not. I never able to copy everything stroke for stroke, but this is my inspiration and this was my painting. And I really love that this book is gold for me in terms of inspiration. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something. Please let me know in the comments if this is something you would like to try, if you would have liked me to try the fine liners, because I can do that in another video. You know, I can make something similar and then go in with the fine liners as opposed to the color pencils. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.